back to my studio. This is Emma, and I don't know if you can see some of the chaos that is currently surrounding me. I think I'm reaching the point where I might just have to do some tidying up. I don't know about what you think, but I have got stuff here from all the last umpteen videos. I've got lots of lovely inspiring sort of seed heads and things that are just lying around that I just can't resist picking. This time of year, honestly, I just go around the hedgerows picking things out, and some of these were actually from the garden. Some of these are from the vegetable patch. These are, I can't remember what those are, but these are some beautiful little seed heads. And my husband unfortunately can't remember what it was he grew in the vegetable patch this year necessarily, but they're such a pretty little seed head. So anyway, I've got like piles of these things lying around. I've got my paints still got to be put away, and look at this lovely pile of autumn leaves that I just couldn't resist. You know, you pick them up and they were really wet when I picked them up from the ground, and now they're gone into these gorgeous curly colours, and they're so scrunchy. I just love the sound that they make. So I've also got a great big pile of, this is still leftovers from printing. It's called, you know, I've got, I don't know how many tables in here, umpteen tables in here, but there's never one clear, is there? Because you've just got things piled up and piled up and piled up. So I think there's coming a point where I will have to have a tidy up. Perhaps I'll do a tidying up video and you can all have fun watching me putting my stuff in my cupboards. Anyway, it's lovely to have you here. I feel like we're making some progress now with this piece. It's evolving, and I think turning it into 2 pieces last week was really interesting, and starting to lay out some new colours. So I'm going to get into some embellishing this week. I'm sorry it was a bit of an abrupt end last time, but I reached the end of the film and I just kind of went, I don't know what else to say for this film. So I just kind of said, oh, that's it for this week. So apologies for that, it was a little bit abrupt. So this week we're just going to get into some embellishing, getting these little fabrics laid down, and we'll see where it's going to go. I'm in 2 minds, if not 3 minds, about where I think it might be going, and you can let me know where you think it might be going as well. By the end of this video we'll have a little chat about it. So I'm going to do some embellishing, and I might even get onto some stitching. I really want to get this piece kind of held in place. It's feeling very autumnal and I'm really enjoying it, even though the weather outside's really quite mild. We had the warmest day yesterday I think we've had in ages, and it was almost too hot to wear a t-shirt. You know, it was shorts weather just about, and then the next thing is it'll be freezing cold and there'll be frost. So I don't know, climate change, whatever it is, I just enjoy each day as it comes, and I hope you do too. So yes, back to the fabrics and get the embellisher out, and let's just see where this takes us. Okay, so I'm kind of halfway through embellishing. I've got some pieces still to go down, and it's all a bit delicate at the moment. None of it's held in place really very well. I guess I could be stitching some of this now, but I'm not quite ready for that. And I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll show you, if I put this on here, it's quite interesting how it starts to pull each section together. I mean, each section just kind of, if I move that along, you can see each section just runs into another. So it's got this very long, thin composition, and each bit's totally different, and it's all very random, which is what I'm liking. But it's mainly the colours that I'm enjoying. They're kind of these lighter colours. So we've got some dark brown, but mostly it's these lighter colours and lots of texture. So we're going to take this over to my embellisher next, I think, because it really needs to get a lot of embellishing done so I can get it held in place. It might even be ready then to do some stitching, which is the next exciting thing to do. How I'm going to do that, I don't know. It's going to have to be really well embellished, really well pinned and held together. But I'm sure everything is possible. I just have to do it really slowly, take my time. Obviously, I'm going to have to pin it a bit more than this, because at the moment, if I pick this up, at the moment it will fall off. It's got so many layers. It's a bit femmer, lots of it hanging off. Nothing's quite where I want it to be eventually, but I am getting there. It's been a slow process. It's not something you can hurry. I've really taken my time with it. because this for me is a really fun bit to do. To put things down, take things off, add bits on, take things and play around generally, move things from here to there, keep stepping back and looking at it. Okay, so this is me, this is the piece set up on my embellishing machine, ready for embellishing. I've been doing quite a bit, as you can see. I've got quite a lot already down, but I'm going to do some more now. It's been a bit of a fiddle. It's quite a complicated piece. It's got lots of things going on it, but I'm enjoying doing it, and I'm just playing with each piece I'm doing. Isn't it look lovely? I think it looks rather nice just like this. I don't really want to do much more to it, but I'm going to keep adding bits. See, this is where the embellisher is awfully useful, because you can make this lovely complicated surface with lots of different colours going on. Lots of different shades, all sort of layered on top of each other. I'm not sure where that bit's going. Not sure where this bit's going. I kind of had it underneath, I think, before. Just debating where that's going. I think what I might do is do this famous thing where you can just gently pull that off, because I think really I want this piece of lace a bit more underneath there. So let's just take that pin out of there. As I say, it's quite fiddly because I've layered it up. Now this is going to make quite a noise. It's quite a noisy fabric, this one. I've just been embellishing some of it further on down the piece that way. So you can hear that that is a strong piece of fabric, and I'm going to do it very, very slowly. And I'm mainly doing it so that it holds it in place for me. I'm just doing it very gently. Oops. Because I've got quite a few pieces on here now. So let's have a little look at that. Whoop. Just pulling some of that off. I'm going to stick another pin in there. It's a fiddle, but this is the joy that I love doing with embellishing. It's just seeing how far you can push it, how far you can take it. See, it doesn't like that bit, but if I'm just gentle and I just go at it, it'll be fine. And I'm going to put this piece back down on there now. There we go. See, what I love is you're getting all of these different shades going in together. And obviously you can do that without an embellishing machine. You don't have to have an embellishing machine to be able to mix your colours of your fabrics, but it does make it easier. I will be honest with you. As I say, if you don't like where it is, or if you want to make it a little bit more scrunched up, with a bit more texture, then that's what this machine is brilliant at. So I'm going to have another stop and another look at it and see where I'm at, because it's all getting a little bit mad here, I have to say. But somebody somewhere is in charge of this piece. I'm not sure it's me. Let's put another pin in there just to hold that in place. Yes. Okay, so this is what it's looking like now. I think I've finished pinning on the bits I want to pin on. I've finished fiddling with it. So I'm now going to take it back over to the embellisher and get all of these loose bits attached on, and then I'll be able to do the fun bit of stitching. But I'm liking it so far. The colours are amazing, and I had no idea I had these colours in my stash. It's incredible. So I have to say, this is looking really nice now. I'm really pleased with how it's going. What I'm trying to do is just add bits and pieces on, but I don't want to embellish anything too much. I want it to have its own character of kind of this soft, lacy, slightly fragile looking finish. So I'm just doing it very carefully. What I'm doing is I'm embellishing things down and then I'm pulling things off, and that gives me this really nice sort of fluffy quality to it. Soft and edgy, and yeah, so it's a bit of a mess at the moment. I think I need to just get on and tame it all down, and then I'll be able to show you it, and then we'll be able to do the stitching onto it. But at the moment it's still a bit of a hoolie, to be sure. It's a bit of a hoolie here, and it's quite a fiddle to do. So what I'm doing, it's quite bitty, it's quite fiddly. I'm doing it very slowly and gently, but I love it. I love the complexity of the surface that I'm creating. And when we get a bit of stitching into it as well, it'll sort of define some bits and add some lines to it, because at the moment it's big fluffy bits. But the embellish is brilliant. It helps me to hold everything in place that I want held in place, and it mashes and it meshes. So you see, you can put it down, and that makes it softer on the edges, and then you can take it off. So I think I will show you this when I've finished this bit, because it is quite fiddly, this bit. I'll be honest, but I love the challenge of it. So I'm actually going to take some quite drastic action now. I've decided that I don't like these brown bits at all, so these are going to come off. I don't know why, they're just too defining somehow. They make it look too much like a landscape, and I don't think it's meant to be an actual landscape. So I'm going to just fiddle around with some more fabrics and add them in, get some more textures up at this end with some nice little bits of more of my fabrics, and we'll just get this more embellishing. But that feels better. I feel as though these were just too defining, and they were making it into something that it didn't want to be. So they're out of the mix. How drastic is that? So this is me just trying to give you a view of the whole of this piece now. It's quite long. I haven't actually measured it. Perhaps I should measure it and I can tell you exactly how long it is. It's as long as the brown piece anyway. So that's what it looks like now. If I just come in and hover on a little bit. So you can see it's just got lots of colour and lots of texture. But it's very simple. Kind of, in that the colours are very subtle. Sorry, what I mean to say there is the colours are very subtle, and I like the way they just blend one into another, and that's the beauty of my embellishing machine, of course. So really, it's amazing how you can take lots of little scraps of fabric, isn't it, and just create something that looks cohesive. I think taking these brown bits off absolutely made a huge difference. It stopped it being sort of an abrupt thing. It made it all flow much nicer. So I'm really excited now to think about stitching it, and I don't quite know exactly how that's going to go either, as per usual. And I think, as with everything, sort of less is more. I've kept it down to a very close palette of colours here, which I think gives it a cohesive look, which I like. Even though it kind of looks quite messy. If you look at it closely, it's incredibly messy, but That seems to be what's coming out today. So I'm going to choose some threads next, and I think that'll be next week now. We'll get onto some stitching next week because I think that's probably enough for today. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting. Do let me know what you think about it so far. If you think it was the right thing to take the brown things off, or if you think I should have left them on, just let me know. Let me know what you're up to creatively as well. I've had some lovely information. I've gone and looked up workshops and things that people tell me about, and it's really fascinating to go and learn about what other people are getting up to. So if you're doing anything creative, just let me know what you're doing, because it's very nice to chat about what you're up to as well. I wish you could be here, but you're not. This is the closest thing we get, and I just thank you for being here. So I'll see you again next week in my studio, and we'll get some free machine embroidery going on this piece. Bye for now. Have a lovely week.